Alright guys, here we are. I'm talking kind of quiet because the neighbors are outside and I don't really want them listening to everything I do. This is why I need to get out of town. Anyways, here's the the lovely project. So, alright, to start off, the starter is about midways down underneath. So it's like straight down under that exhaust manifold. And I just noticed that my positive crankcase ventilation hose is snapped, so I'll have to replace that. I'll show you the bottom bolt from underneath, but to get to the top bolt, it's like it's right underneath this this silver exhaust piece right there. So what I'll probably have to do is take this whole air box out. I might take the battery and battery box out and get all this stuff out of the way. I won't be able to film all of it because I don't have the tripod here with me, and I can't hold it and do everything at once. So I have seen people take this radiator support cross piece out, which is just, you know, 2 bolts there and then 1 bolt right there. I would have to take the coolant reservoir out, and so it's just 6 bolts to take this out. And then I've seen people take the electric fans out and stuff to get to it, but that bottom bolt's real easy to get to. The hard one's going to be the one up here. So I'm going to take this all out to give myself a little bit of room, because I don't have all the tools I used to have with the, you know, swivel extensions or swivel joints and, you know, 16 different extensions and all that kind of stuff. I don't have all that stuff anymore. I just have a simple socket set nowadays. I haven't done much engine work since I was probably, I don't know, 23 or something like that. So let's go underneath and see what we're dealing with here. Alright, I'm just going to go upside down. Well, this is kind of hard to film. Anyway, there's the starter right there. We'll have to take this plug out and these wires right here out. And I don't know what this plug goes to. It's just unplugged and there's nothing to plug it into, so I don't guess that's important. Anyway, so there's the starter, and then right there's the bottom starter bolt. So, whoa, kind of looks like I have a bell housing bolt out right there. Huh. Anyway, that's the starter bolt down here, so it's easy to get to. But the other one is right up above there, and the bell housing right there is in the way of seeing it, but you know, let me see, I can't reach my finger. That right there is that exhaust manifold, so you can kind of see where we're at here. Yeah, that right there is that exhaust manifold. So the bolt is just up on the top of this little bell housing piece, and that's the one that people say is hard to get to. So we'll see how it goes, but it shouldn't be too bad. Let's go back up top for a minute. Okay, now we're back up here. Now, I have a problem that I've never heard anyone not have a problem with, and that is how much they cram in such a small place in these things. For example, if you wanted to change the plugs and plug wires, the front three are easy to get to. But look there. Do you see a way to get to those back plugs? A lot of people say the right two, the driver's side two, are accessible from underneath. But to get that one bolt, you actually have to take the drive belt, the alternator, and this alternator bracket off. Not to mention this wiper tub, or whatever you want to call it. This whole black plastic piece has to come out. And some people even take the plenum off, so you know, they really make it difficult on people to do it themselves. I guess they want to keep mechanics in jobs, but we're not going to worry about that. We're going to get this starter changed. I'll go ahead and take the starter out today. I can't go and get the new one until, you know, Wednesday or so, but I can have it out ready to go. So I'm going to go ahead and take all this junk off and see what we see. Alright, I just wanted to show you guys this real quick. I took the air box and battery out, but you can see my extension down there. I'm on that top bolt, but I had to go like in between brake lines and motor mounts and all that. So now I just need to hook my ratchet onto it and break it loose. I hope it's the correct bolt, because all the ones that I've seen had like a, I'll just use the bottom bolt as an example, had like a long stud like this, and then had like a nut fixed about halfway up the shaft, where you'd screw half of it in, put a wire on, and then put you another nut on there and a washer. But this other one's just a regular bolt head, so I'm hoping it's the right one, but as far as I can tell it is. So let's see if I can break this sucker loose. If I can fit in there. I'll probably only get a quarter of a ratchet turn at a time, but we'll see. Okay, so like I said, I was only getting about a quarter of a ratchet turn at a time, so I couldn't put enough pressure on it to break it loose. So I just removed this, you know, little breather piece, air filter box cover piece. I guess there's two air filters in this thing, but anyway, now, you know, you can see I've got quite a turn on it. So I'm going to take this bolt out and hope it was the right one. Alright guys, well, as you can see, that was the right bolt. So it's just two regular headed bolts. That was way easier than changing the spark plugs. How much sense does that make? It's easier to change a starter than spark plugs. But anyway, so yeah, I'm really happy about it. It only took me, I don't know, 15 or 20 minutes from start to finish to get it out. So probably take 10 or 15 minutes to get the new one back in. I will have to keep this little metal gasket deal. I'll have to clean it up because it'll have to go back on the new starter, but this thing doesn't sound all that healthy. It's got quite a bit of slop in it, kinda. Not slop, but you can hear it kind of rattling around. If it was an older starter, I'd know how to test it outside the vehicle, but I don't know if maybe you just ground the casing and then touch this part with a hot jumper, or I don't know, you know, exactly how to test the starter out, you know, bench test it. But I'm going to go underneath and inspect the flex plate and everything and make sure it's not damaged or missing any teeth or anything. Alright, yeah, you probably won't be able to... Yeah, you can see that. Heck, I can see it better on the camera than I can normally. Okay, well, it looks like those teeth have been kind of slapping around in there, but it really doesn't look that bad. It looks okay, so I think we can just put a new starter in it and See if that fixes the problem. Alright, so I guess that'll be it until I get the new starter, but right there we go. If this was interesting to you guys, let me know. You know, I mean, I know this isn't directly related to homesteading or interpersonal affairs or whatever, but I guess it's kind of got something to do with homesteading, doing things yourself. This at a shop would be like $500 or $600, and it just took me 10 or 15 minutes. I didn't have to take any of this crap off. The only thing I took out was the battery and this whole air cleaner box, which was like, well, I've got all my bolts right here. There's the 2 starter bolts, and then just 2 other bolts to hold that air cleaner in, and 2 hose clamps I had to loosen, and that was it. So it could have been much worse. But if you guys like this kind of stuff, you know, let me know. I'll go ahead and video when I throw the new starter in anyway, but for now that'll be it.